Here we are with another ToBeRe podcast. I'm joined with my partner, Rick. Thanks for being here.
How you doing, brother?
Good, good. So today's topic is on superiority.
We're going to talk about superiority, and I think I'll just be leaving the show right now because that's your thing, not mine. Now, here's the deal. Keith and I were talking off camera for a moment about this, and one of the things that I've noticed is that as I age, and I'm going to be 68 2 weeks, as I age, I feel like I no longer belong. I'm not able to keep up in almost any level on anything, whether it's physical stuff, intellectual capacity, articulation, whatever it might be, I can't do. And what I was thinking of is with ToBeRe, there's so much performance orientation. You are really immensely successful at that. Plus you've been a stockbroker, you've got an ASU engineering degree. I mean, you've got all this great stuff going for you. Doesn't superiority play a role in your life where you start looking down on other people or guys like me who are fading?
Well, first of all, I don't see you as fading. Our friend Tim and I joke all the time about you being our future. So we're just trying to, like you set the course, you know, we're reading the chapter. So now that you're writing, chapter 68, we'll be reading that one about how to get there successfully. No, you know, the superiority thing doesn't come to me anymore. I've had some humbling experiences financially, almost losing my house years ago.
Wow.
A couple years ago, the business went through some serious challenges with the membership. And so it's been humbling to really just stay the course, stay humble, to continue to do those daily habits of a positive mindset, reading and learning from some great teachers, you know, like Wayne Dyer, and just trying to surround myself with great people. You know, one of the things, too, that keeps me humble is, I think it was about 8 years ago, I learned how to swim. You remember that? So,
I do.
you know, when I was thinking like I was this athlete, you know, this Greek god or African god, here I'm in the pool, you know, thrashing around, and people are holding me like, you know, like I'm a baby. And so that was pretty humbling. It's from a physical standpoint. And then, like I said, financially, there were some challenges along the way. And my friend Matt said this to me a long time ago. Surround yourself with some very, very smart people across the board, whether it is education-wise or, you know, street smarts, love smarts in terms of how they love and people and are compassionate and treat them with empathy. And so I'm surrounded by all these brilliant people that can do so many things, and they're always teaching me, whether they're children or whether there are, you know, someone who is 80, 90 years old. So that's been really great. And then lastly, you know, I volunteer now at a healthcare organization, so I'm around all these brilliant professionals in the medical field.
Wow. Well, and that ties into another concept that's sort of similar, which is making sure that your ego doesn't run away with your life. And the idea, I think, partly that you want to capture with that and having so many different kinds of friends is to make sure that you have people who are from all different walks of life. And in every case, there's somebody who's going to be superior to you in some way. And part of I think for me anyway, the challenge of life and the joy in life is to find that one thing or several things that are really great about other people that are terrible in me, and I try to learn and be more like them.
You know, that's really a great way to look at it too. And I try to do the same thing and see what is special about this person. What am I, the minute that judgment tries to rear its head, what am I missing about this person? I know there's something valuable here that I can grow from, learn from, and they're in my life for a reason. They're teachers. So give me an example of what you just said to where.
Sure. Well, I think that one of the things that I do, I'm working on, and I think it's a character flaw, and that is that the tendency to feel superior in certain things. So if there's something I think I can do really well, and if I see somebody else not doing it, I want to gloat, and I want to just enjoy my superiority, allegedly. But it gets in the way of that. And a clear example of that would be driving. I think I'm a really great driver. And so sometimes I'll take chances and do some things that are foolish and irritate people, and then I'll get into a shouting match. This is the old days, I don't do this anymore. But the point is, that's an example of just reacting in a way because I feel superior and I know how to do it and you don't. You're a jerk and I'm God or something. And that really gets in the way of not only, it causes you pain, so that's bad. But in addition to that, it gets in the way of really understanding and seeing reality. Traffic doesn't care. People out there aren't trying to hurt you. It's a matter of your attitude about how other things are taking over your life when they're not at all. It's all self-created.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And you know, I've been fortunate, you know, having had ToBeRe for over 10 years and been a member of the community, that I've been around some incredible athletes, some super smart people, some loving, compassionate, and giving people. And I think that's been really this gift with helping me stay humble. Because the minute that I think I can do something really, really well, someone will do something better. You know,
Yeah.
And I'm always like, man, like he or she can do that. I can't do that. And the old me would be really competitive with it now. Now I'm inspired by it.
Yeah, I totally get that. I got that really clearly when I joined ToBeRe in 06 or 07 with women. And because I never had any experience with women athletes before. When I played ball in college or whenever I did athletic things, it was always with other boys or men. And here I am in a co-ed class, and I thought, oh, this is going to be amazing. I'm going to just be a star. I was anything but. I was the worst dude ever. I mean, I was not only overweight, uncoordinated, but I had more capacity for complaining than I think most every other person. The women just killed me. And they really taught me an important lesson. And to this day, I mean, I've been with ToBeRe on and off for a long time, and the women are just incredible. I mean, they're great athletes. They can endure much more pain. They're psychologically more fit. They're emotionally stable. It's really been quite a lesson for me.
Yeah, it's been one for me too, you know, and when, you know, everyone checks out some of the women featured in ToBeRe on some of our videos, I think they'll be inspired too, and they'll see exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah. Well, Amy and Jamie are two great examples.
It's so incredible. You know, I have the opportunity to work out with both of them on Sunday, and they push me big time.
That's not easy.
No, but it's been great though. So I'm very, very great. But that's how, you know, I've really been able to work on being the whole superiority defect.
Well, just a footnote to the story about superiority in connection with the swimming idea. When Keith learned how to swim, he was not only a novice, but instead of believing that, you know, it might be better to take small steps, he signed up for the Malibu Olympic Triathlon, which is a mile swim in the water. And this is in September, and the water temperature was 57 degrees. And this guy did the entire mile, and then popped out of the pool and did the 30-mile bike race, and then did a 10K on top of that. So, I mean, that just shows you an example of humility driving the engine up the hill.
Well, thank you, Rick. I appreciate it. Those are kind words. Kind words. And what a gift that's been, though, to know how to swim and have that fear put aside. But the biggest thing was the ego piece.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, I had to not be afraid of looking inferior to everyone else, because everyone else I knew could swim and swim well.
But you know, that never ends, whether it's swimming or driving or doing your thing in your career or whatever it is. That never ends, because the ego is always there wanting to run your life. So it's the old thing about, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy?
Perfect. Well, great. Thanks, Rick.
We done?
Appreciate it. Yeah, we're done.
Well, we're the sandwiches, man.
We'll get to that.
We don't eat white bread. Come
No,
on.
we don't.